Chad Moyer back with you here on the Rural Radio Network, and it is time for our Fridays in the Field segment. It's brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank. Here we are in northern Dodge County, southern Cumming County, visiting with Chris Schiller, a producer here. He also happens to be with Prairie Valley Seed, and we're going to talk about the season so far. First of all, Chris, what a difference a year makes, huh? Compare this growing season to last year.
Well, every year is different. We started off kind of dry, and then a matter of 30, 40 days, we, anywhere from, 10 to 12 to 15 inches of rain. We were pretty lucky here. The rainfall events we got, we pretty well handled. I know if you get south of us down to North Bend, they were inundated with rain, and they're still suffering the consequences of that. But here we've been pretty lucky all the way up, and I'd say till through mid-July, and it's kind of turned dry, but stuff looks really good.
Yeah, all right. So have there been any pests or disease pressure that you've seen because of the additional rain?
Yeah, I think there was. It's been kind of isolated depending on where you're at. I know we looked a lot. We had some bean leaf beetles and Japanese beetles here. We kind of monitored a couple fields, and given the economics of where the grain prices were, we chose not to apply an additional insecticide pass. And so far it looks like it's working out. I know there's been some aphids as I move it north in my territory up north of Wisner towards Wayne. There's been some aphids, and guys have made some applications of soybean aphids. So a lot of fungicide got put on corn. It's kind of been a typical season, I would say.
Okay. If you had to describe the moisture situation right now, at the end of the season, how would you describe it? Do you think would the crop be able to finish off with what it has in the ground now?
Yeah, I think it's surprising. I was actually in the field this morning with a salesman, and we were looking, and there was some moisture. We had a little bit of moisture on Tuesday, so there's still some there. You can see the field behind us is kind of showing some moisture stress. These are some double crop beans we put in behind wheat. So they really haven't had much rain, but I think we have enough to finish on the dry land. But certainly, if you have irrigation, don't stop now. Given the pricing and stuff, we need every bushel we can produce. And we're hoping for dry land that Mother Nature finds us here tonight and would give us maybe an inch or so of rain. That would be great.
What is the progress of most of the corn and soybeans? What stage are we at? Where are we at on those?
Corn actually pulled some ears again this morning. Everything's pretty well denting, so we're getting down to that 1/4 milk line. So I know the guys are going to start chopping. I think that's probably a week to 10 days away. Soybeans, they are, we're in a full pod. They're still blooming. We could set some more pods up on these upper nodes. And the biggest thing is if we get some rain now, it's going to make the beans that we have there. It's going to swell those pods, make some bigger beans, and hopefully we can get some satisfactory yields, I guess.
Yep, all right. You mentioned this field that we're standing in front of is a double crop soybean field behind wheat. Can you tell me a little bit about that strategy? How did it come about?
Yeah, in the past, we've always kind of raised wheat, and I grew up in Iowa, so typically our wheat came off early, so that was kind of a practice. And as you move south into the Kansas, and that double cropping behind wheat is pretty normal. We've done it here a couple times. This is by far, so far, the best success. We haven't harvested it yet. Last year we did it, I think the beans made maybe 5 or 10 bushel. This year they have extremely, way more potential, but the wheat came off right around the 4th of July. We had really good soil moisture. We planted them, and we got a rain on right behind them. So they look really good. Some, I don't know what they're going to make, but the potential's maybe I don't know, 25, 30, maybe 35, depending on how they finish.
Yeah. So what sort of benefits do you see from doing that, going right behind wheat into soybeans?
Yeah. Well, so you harvest the wheat in July, so there's a couple things you can do about it. You can let it just grow up in weeds, which we would have to spray anyway. Sometimes you can put a manure application on it. So we just, it works out well. It's kind of the wheat is my son's FFA project. So we just thought, well, we'll try this, and we've kind of experimented with some growth hormones on the soybeans, and I think that's why we've had a little bit of luck this year. There's a lot more pods, a lot more nodes, so hopefully it makes for some more beans, and it can go into his college fund.
Sure, there you go. That's the goal, right?
Yeah.
All right, so next week is September. What does this crop have to do to finish out, and finish good?
Well, we need sunshine. It's kind of clouded up here. I think it's good for the interview, but we need sunshine. We need heat. I mean, I think certain things are progressing. I don't think we're way ahead, I don't think we're way behind, but we're riding on that line that we need heat to push us through to get this thing finished. You know, we never know when the first frost is going to come. Hopefully it comes on normal date. But no, we need some heat. We need some good sun to finish, let these plants grow. I know we went through a period here a couple weeks ago. We had, you know, a week of just, it was great for the people to be outside. It was pretty nice weather-wise when it was cloudy and overcast, but we need heat and sun to finish everything.
And would you say that's pretty much the case across your territory, and the other Prairie Valley reps that you work with, are they seeing kind of the same thing?
Yeah, I'd pretty much say the same thing. You know, it's kind of that way across the, you know, the people that I talk to. It seems to me, you know, nobody's real far ahead, nobody's real far behind. Some of the earlier planted corn that got planted in April, I think it's a little farther ahead just because of planting date. But you know, we're no means, you know, in critical of being, you know, losing some of the frost unless we get an extremely early one. But I don't see that in the future.
All right. Well, here we stand, waiting for the crop to finish, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
exactly.
Chris, good to talk to you. Thanks for hosting us today.
Yeah, thanks, Chad.
Again, that's Chris Schiller from the West Point and Scribner area, and this update on the Fridays in the Field here on the Rural Radio Network. Again, brought to you by FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank.